All right, guys, we're at Davis Auto Sales, the door that I've walked through every day of my life. But today's a little different. We actually have covered all 50 states. And even cooler than that, we can show it to you. Now we can actually brag about it, talk about it. Come on inside. You got to go back to our little bit junky area, which is Christian's area back here. He keeps it pretty junked up. But our map that we actually put on this wall, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago, I think it was a suggestion of my mom that would be really cool. And it has been really neat because customers really enjoy being able to put the pin in the map. Now, only about half the customers come in person, but we still try to keep this updated, but not as good as it should be. We definitely don't even put anything on the East Coast anymore. Just we don't have any room. And then a lot of these have gotten skipped between different employees and different things and months that didn't get done. But overall, it's pretty caught up. But an official sale to Hawaii has always eluded us. Our vehicles are in Hawaii. Our parts and products are in Hawaii. But an actual sale to Hawaii on paper with an official address to the customer in Hawaii has never happened. We've sold to West Coast customers that have shipped their vehicles to Hawaii. We've sold to brokers that have shipped to Hawaii. We have lots of vehicles in Hawaii, but we did not have that official sale under our belt. And it kind of bugged Christian a little bit. He said, I'm going to get one of these. So when that call came in the other day on a really cool Ford Raptor, he said, JW, can we get this deal put together? And I was like, let's do what we got to do. And it ended up being an amazing customer. And he's going to definitely spread the knowledge over there because he knows our vehicles are there. But one that's official with our tags on it going there from here directly to there is pretty neat. Now, beyond, in most states, even across the country, there's hardly any that don't have another 10 or 20 sales in them. I think Idaho, we only have 3. That's probably our next lowest number sales state. Nevada was a problem for a while. Now you can see Nevada, and that's not all of them. There's been quite a few more. But we've hit 6 of the 7 continents and countries galore. So just a few of them. Africa, Saudi Arabia, multiple areas there, New Zealand, Alaska, Belize, Puerto Rico, Israel, South America, Germany. And then Canada obviously goes further north, covered that, and several other areas that we did not take the time to do the little map. Actually, I believe there was even a boat that went to Germany as well. Oh, yeah, it says it right there. Which was really wild. We had to lift the boat up and fully wrap the boat because they were going to, I guess, take and ship the trailer separate of the boat somehow when it went overseas. It took a lot of effort, but we got it worked out. So really proud that Christian followed through and got the Hawaii deal done. So now even if you wanted to audit our paperwork, every one of the states is covered in official printed form on documents, which is really neat. And then all these other states have been covered. And again, we sold to so many brokers and dealers and wholesale deals. So we don't know where those vehicles went. We know they went all over the world. But because of the fact that's not our specialty, we sold to them. A lot of them are in, say, Miami or California, and then they disperse them from there. So we know we have other product and vehicles that's gone all over the world. Matter of fact, Daniel's been working with a fellow in Australia. He's one of our faithful followers. And then we have had a lot of other coincidental things from there. Don't know why. It's crazy how the algorithm works, but sales have been happening all over. So excuse the mess, but Christian has multiple other ones to get on here today. So he'll be pinning the map. We go through a box of things every month, so it's pretty regular. We're going to go outside, and I'm going to show you something about condition reports real quick, another little section to this video. I walked outside, getting ready to go over to see the guy doing condition reports, and I'll explain about that. CR reports, condition statement, whatever. Lots of different people call it lots of different names. But the beautiful Monte Carlo SS getting ready to ship out. That car is going to Carolina, leaving today, arriving to the customer today. Really cool. But he got it detailed up, looking amazing. I know we brought y'all a little clip of it earlier, but that car, and I think it's a little bit more special to me, one, because it's a square body-ish kind of Chevrolet car, but two, it's one of the few cars like square bodies that my dad sold when we were actually across the street at a small dealership. He would be buying those cars when they were only a year or 2 years old. he actually sold to a great customer that lived right on the other side of our showroom there, which is a friend of the family's father. Turns out to be a very good friend of the family later in life, and him as well actually maintaining our property here for many years. Even though he was in, I think, his 80s, he actually did our grass cutting, picked up trash, was literally here basically every day maintaining things for us. And unfortunately, he passed away a little over a year ago, I think now. His name was Mr. Cook, and he was just a great asset. He was a good friend of my father's. He was... I actually had to go over there and tell him that, because he doesn't have any social media, he has nothing. And when my father passed, you know, it was a weird time in the world with COVID. I actually had to go over there and tell him that my father had passed away. And actually his wife came to the door in a robe. I went over that morning that it happened, and I knew, because they were good friends. I said I need to tell him. And she came in her robe, and she said, he's not up yet, JW. He's a little tired from cutting grass yesterday. And I was like, well, I got something I got to tell him. And she could see in my face that it wasn't good. And she said, is it bad news? And I was like, yeah, my dad passed away. And she got all upset. She went back to tell him, and he didn't even want to come out. He didn't want to come out of his room. He said, JW, he'll get with you. And he was very taken back by it. Him and my dad were pretty close friends because, you know, they kind of just went around and did their piddling and messed with the tractors and lawnmowers and whatever they had to do. So anyway, Mr. Cook had bought probably 5 or 6 SS Monte Carlos from us, as well as a lot of other local customers that became very long-term customers and second and third generation customers, where now their grandchildren are buying vehicles from us. So I don't know, that, I guess you might not care about that Monte Carlo SS, but it's a part of our business. And when we had 2 of them just recently, we had this maroon one, we had a white one back to back. They made one called an Aero Coupe that was really rare. We probably had 8 or 10 Aero Coupes. There weren't that many produced, but we had a lot of them. And I don't know the numbers. You guys can surely put it in there, you G-Body customers and fans and followers. You might know better than me, but we've even still got a bunch of pictures. I had to dig those out one day. We'll do a little montage. That car was kind of custom. The guy's going to really enjoy it, and he's going to be excited he's getting it today because he just bought it yesterday. So it's going to get there really quick. And speaking of that in transportation, let's walk this way. The man was beside himself about the CXT. The CXTs are very hard to ship because they've got that big exhaust stack. That big exhaust stack on a trailer puts it almost at the height limit. This transporter had the exact right trailer. He was going straight there, so he didn't have to move it on and off his trailer a lot of times. Customer was expecting to spend between $5,000 and $6,000 on transport. We got it done for $3,000, right, Christian? It was $3,000? Yeah, we got it done for $3,000 for him. So, and better than the money, he's going to have it this weekend, which was also huge to him because he's excited. He wants to get his new toy, but he's in Las Vegas. He's a long ways away. But he's going to get the truck this weekend for a fraction of what he thought, and we didn't have to play the game because a lot of people probably think it's us acting funny. A lot of times I'll video, and I already did it with this guy. When he pulled up, I videoed that he was here, and the truck was over there ready in case he didn't take it, because I don't want people to think we're just making up excuses, because a lot of scams and a lot of dealers will make up excuses like, oh, you know, whatever. I've even heard it many times. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. Transport my vehicle. You know, you said you could do it, do it. So we end up handling ourselves. So pause it. Let's go over here. Here is knocking out condition reports. Oh, he just slipped around the corner, snuck away from us. So this is actually a third-party company that comes around, and they've been in a little turmoil currently, changing some positions and staff. So they have gotten behind on our inventory. We ask them to do 5 when they come at a time. That's the most they can do. And we are getting them caught up. They'll probably be doing 5 a day. They're going to start with the newest because that's the most important. If you're looking to buy a 2025 with 4,000 miles, you want to make sure it looks like a 2025 with 4,000 miles. So he's doing the one over there. He's doing this one. He's doing this one. He's doing this one. He's catching up all the newest stuff and working backwards currently. But condition reports are super important because it's a non-biased. We don't know that man from Adam. He has to input things. He has to show the marks and bad conditions and other items that will take away from the purchase of a vehicle. We all look at something for the first time and we're excited. You don't pay attention. His eyes are trained to pay attention. So he's going to find the rock nicks and the dings and the flaws and the faults. That's what he's here for. And on a lifted truck, you're going to find one. Like, well, maybe you're not. Yeah, no. So you might not find any, but they're on a scale of 0 to 5.0. So you hear a lot of dealers, you would think it'd be 10.0 or 100, but it's 5.0. So you've heard me in the past say this vehicle's a 4.9 out of 5.0 or a 5.0 out of 5.0 on occasion, very rare. And we had a Lamborghini that the video was kind of viral not long ago that was a 4.9 out of 5.0. It was the best scoring used car he had ever done as far as a high-end exotic, because they're really particular on those. But speaking of our map and speaking of selling all over the country, if a dealer wants to buy from us, he can look on there. He can see that this vehicle, which I think is going to score probably 4.9 out of 5.0, is what it's supposed to be. He can see all of our pictures. He can see all of their pictures to make sure they're not doctored pictures. Buyer beware. A lot of doctored pictures out there. You can make a picture look good these days, but we don't doctor any of our inventory pictures. Maybe every now and then on Instagram, Christian will flash it up a little bit, but our regular pictures are straight out the camera, regular resolution. They take extra pictures. So it's just that much more security when you're buying from a car that you're going to get what you're supposed to get. And it is weird right now that we've got a 800-mile truck, a 4,000-mile truck, a 5,000-mile truck, a 10,000-mile truck. I guess it's not super weird. We get a lot of late model vehicles, but right now we've got a great inventory of some newer, ready-to-go trucks that are lifted, and having them back on schedule, they'll get through everything. They won't ever get to all the classics because they can't enter the short VIN numbers. And I think it's around 1980 that the VIN numbers get shorter, and those won't come into their system. So it doesn't work properly. But happy to have him back on. He's got a bucket full of keys, and he's going to roll through as many as he can. And if you guys ever want that, if you're buying something from us and we've had a condition report done, we will be happy to provide it for you. Again, zero secrets with us. You ask for it, we'll send it. Copy of paperwork, copy of title, copy of condition report, additional pictures, whatever you want, we will get it for you. Thanks, guys, a whole lot for paying attention. We are very proud and excited to hit that 50th state. More to come, more growth. Let's get more worldwide.